Hey guys, welcome out to the range. Today I'm doing some target maintenance, and what I'm going to do is these handgun targets that I've had stored at my house for the last several months. These are 1/4-inch steel and they're handgun rated. Ironically, you can shoot these with a 7.5-inch barreled rifle because of the slower velocity. Excuse me, but you can't shoot these with rifle. Well, for this area where I'm shooting, I have a couple of target dummies, rubber dummies, that I put a stapled cardboard section, and I work off of that section alone for all the rifle drills, because you really can't safely shoot steel head on. You can shoot steel on the oblique, which you guys have seen me do many times, but you can't safely shoot steel head on without risking bullet fragmentation coming back at you, and you can open up your vascular system. I've gotten some pretty bad cuts over the years from rifle spalling, so I try not to do dumb things. So I have the rubber dummies for rifle, for close-up work, which is what this range is about, and then I have these targets for close-up handgun work. All right, the way this works is I've got these target bases that I made many years ago now, and they have a piece of rubber floor matting that I slide in here as a tension keeper, if you will, for when you're working with steel target, or when you're working with 2x4s. And what I do, I gotta clean that out first. There's some scaling in there from rusting and whatnot. What I did was I got 2x4 steel tubing and then a 1/4-inch steel plate, and I cut this to segment and this to segment, and then I tack welded the corners so that water would not collect in here, so water would go in and just drain out. And then I got some high density polyethylene plates, sheets of this stuff, and I created legs. So this has a series of legs that kick out, and it keeps the target standing upright, or you can fold them in so the target falls over. So it's a really satisfying way to train. And initially I was actually going to take the really expensive target bases that I've got and transfer the handgun steel to them, but I actually like the effect of falling targets, because what's the technique that we always see? The person shoots and they go, well, there are so many new shooters, some of you don't even understand what that's about. When you draw the gun and you hit the target, you have to simulate following that threat to the ground, because when people hit the ground, sometimes their blood pressure rises again and they can become conscious and attack you. And I personally know someone who lives in a wheelchair now because he was taught by the crap hole training that is the military training, and no one ever covered that, and he captured a round. I think he captured 2 rounds actually, and he's now in a wheelchair because of that. So you have to shoot, track the target to the ground, and stay on that target until you're sure that that target is not getting back up again, and then either move to a safe position or holster or whatever. So falling targets are the best way to do that, because you can literally shoot them as they begin to go down. You can get another round or 2, and obviously once the target goes like this, it begins to go this way, don't shoot it anymore, because you could catch an edge hit and you could ruin the target, but worse, you could catch bullet spall in your face, and that's no bueno. So I like these target bases, and they're very lightweight too, so they're very easy to move around and store. So the way it works is a 2x4 goes into the target base, and I think we'll use this end of it. Goes into the target base. There, it's bottomed out there. And I've got Hearing Pro on because this will pop you hard. I mean, it's pretty loud. And then the target plate goes on. And these plates are on the normal backers that they go on, or the brackets that they go on, but I don't have the spring systems on here because I don't particularly need these to pivot. I need them to take a hit and go down. So I've got a target that's tall enough that once it gets just a few feet out in front of me, I don't really feel like I'm shooting an extremely short person. This is obviously, I'm 6'4". This is obviously shorter than your average man, but once it gets like 4 or 5 feet out in front of you, you don't really feel like you're doing this. Like for me to shoot this, if it were here, whoop, I'm doing this. That's kind of weird. But once this guy gets out there, I'm doing that, and that feels perfectly normal to me. So that's one. So we'll set this aside. This 2x4, you'll notice is a different height than this 2x4. So I've got to grab a different 2x4 off of another target base that I've got. So be right back. After a fair amount of fussing and cussing, I finally got him to turn loose. This 2x4, I'm going to point this out to the camera. There's been a fair amount of intentional damage to my stuff that has occurred, and it really ticks me off. See these bullet hits? These bullet hits enter the 2x4 this way. These are the entry points. So somebody was intentionally shooting at this 2x4. Gosh, I wonder if I can hit that 2x4. When I provide you with a field full of reactive steel targets, and somebody decides they're going to shoot at a 2x4, wow. There are some seriously messed up people in this world. For those who don't understand what the problem is, you don't intentionally break other people's things for fun. It's just a crappy way to live your life, folks. It's a crappy way to go about life. There we go. Nicely bottomed out. Alright. Bad guys are us. The 3 targets are now set up. I've got the legs deployed so they're standing upright. These are capable of taking a fairly good hit without falling over. If they begin to rock, it also teaches you how to rock it back, find your shot, and arrest the forward motion with another hit. So you hit it again, hit it again. And it's a really good exercise in that muzzle flip control, because the recoil goes up, you have to find your shot when that target comes forward again, and I like it. I've done it many times. And then this guy is the target base that is now going to get used with this 2x4. And whenever I work with these screws, I give them the occasional shot of oil. I used to use anti-seize compound, but that's molybdenum disulfide, and that stuff is so nasty it goes everywhere. It just spreads all over the place. Whereas this is, I think this is Mobile 5W something or another. And it does a decent job of sticking to the metal, and it allows those screws to turn. In fact, this one's backing out now. Let me show you. I'll take it over to the camera. This one has been in the elements for well over 3 years, and you can still see from here up that's still wet with oil. So this stuff doesn't migrate. It stays in place quite well. So we will just do that right there. Don't even have to add any more oil. Now that 2x4 is trapped in place. Here's my one complaint about a 4Runner. It's not a pickup truck. And because it's not a pickup truck, I don't have a lot of real estate to work with when it comes to packing things up. But that's okay, because it's a small price to pay for having a vehicle large enough to haul my family around in. Oh, this sucker's heavy. And I'll take this guy out onto the overland course and set him up, give him an even coat of white paint and set him up on the overland course. So when you're moving along, you find a target and you lean against the tree, jam into it, and you have a decent sized target area to work with. And actually, before we do any of that, I've got to completely pull all the contents out of this vehicle, leave it out here, load up the targets that have to go up to the upper range, and get that knocked out. As I said earlier, this is the bad thing about a 4Runner. You don't always have all the room that you need or want for doing different tasks. So sometimes you have to pull the contents of the vehicle out to get things done. By the way, I want to show you guys something. When you're pulling things out of your 4Runner, this seal right here, which is kind of on the expensive side, it's not hard to replace, but it's pricey and it's difficult to find too. Don't drag things past this lip right here. Not to mention it'll gouge up your bumper, but it'll tear up this rubber seal. When I bought this vehicle from Hertz, this was torn up. So when you're going to move things, move it over the seal and then carry the load off. The other thing is when you're moving these black and yellow containers, make sure that the lid is cleanly snapped in place before you try to pick it up. Because if you don't, the sides will cave in right here, and you'll end up ruining the stability of the container. Lord, it's getting hot. It's actually pretty cold out here, but because I've been moving around for a while, hauling things around, it's getting kind of on the warm side. So my head buff needs to come off. These are wonderful because they'll actually keep you really warm when you're working out in the elements without overdoing it. All right, let's keep moving. This right here is a bunch of clothing, cold weather clothing that I keep in the vehicle. Then this right here is a bag of just some basic range tools, a rear bag, a little cleaning kit, just some minor items. Like if I've got a family member or a friend who forgot some things, I've got some backup items there, nothing major. And then my shooting mat is nothing but a cheap yoga mat from Aldi. I went to a class years ago, and there was a guy at the class that had this really nice Voodoo Tactical or Voodoo something or another shooting mat, and it got all jacked up. It ended up underneath somebody's tires and got chewed up. And I was the guy who would show up with tent cloth that I got from Hobby Lobby, just this huge width and length of tent cloth that I would just toss down on the ground. And I would just pin it down with ammo bags on the corners. And as soon as we were done shooting, I would whip it off the ground, I'd go, and I'd clean it off, and then I would just, back then I had a Tundra, and I would just put it into the Tundra, and I'd hook it over the back, the rear headrest, hook it over the front headrest, and it would air dry over the rest of the day with the windows down. Because, you know, you're always laying on wet ground when you're first doing the first 0 confirmations of the morning because of the morning dew. And you could tell that people were paying attention. And you have to understand, guys, I've been to so many training classes that I've learned that cheap things like yoga mats are a much better idea than a $200, $300 shooting mat, because if this goes bad, I'm out $10, I think it is. Word to the wise, dry these before you roll them up and put bungee on them, because if you don't, they will end up smelling like feet. In no time, the mildew will grow on it. So, you know, keep that in mind. MSR dromedary full of water, and these are freeze resistant. Just keep an air buffer in it so the water is actually settled down, so when it freezes, it can't get up into your valve. What's in Abner's car? One of the things I really like about the 4Runner is it has a built-in power inverter over here on the right side. It's got an integrated standard wall socket, and then also has a 12-volt plug-in for accessories, so it makes the vehicle right out of the box really utilitarian. And by the way, guys, if somebody can suggest a sleep system for the 4Runner, I've got the non-third row version that has the hump. So if somebody can suggest a sleep system for the 4Runner, let me know. And remember, I want only personal experience, okay? I don't want, hey, I found something on the internet. No, I want to know what you think of it, and if you that one's going to be a challenge because it's not coming off. I tried getting that to separate earlier, and it won't come off. So it's going to be a rodeo. Don't really know what to do about this, but I'm gonna have to stay put for now, so that one may have to get moved completely on its own, because I'm not chewing up the interior of my vehicle just to haul things around. All right, when you're loading these bad boys into your vehicle, 2 hands, here, here, because these hands inform you of the parameters of these feet, because they're identical in size, and load them very carefully into your vehicle. And my suggestion to you is come in through the doors. Alright, final piece. Hoping I can actually get it up there without tearing anything up. Because that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I'm hauling. Alright, let's get going. You know what I ought to do? I ought to grab these smaller guys. That guy and... See, I don't want to take the... Actually, you know what? Where's the other one? Yeah, no, yes. That guy and that guy I had to take up top and replace them with the 2 bigger guys down there that are too big to get into this vehicle without breaking things. Yeah. For right now, you know what? I think we can take that guy apart and take him up with. You know, I bet I could replace that target and that target with the ones up top. Let's do that. I have to think about logistically what is easier to move around. Come on, come on, come on. Whew. See, there's that oil again. This guy's been down here for about 3 years. And the oil just sticks inside those joints. If somebody wants to donate like $2,000, I'd appreciate it. That way I could buy a bunch of steel. All right. Where can I put this guy? You know what? I've got one up top that I need to go get first. I just thought of something. We'll leave that. Yeah, we'll leave that one. There's one up top that I can go get. All right, let's do that. Right there. Oh, we are slinging mud. This sucker's gonna have to go to the car wash. All right, once again, here's for hoping this comes apart properly. What do we have? What do we have? Talk to me. Oh yeah, we got a winner here. Good dish. All right. And a wiener. Wiener, wiener, chicken wiener. As my wife would say. Here's the other deal. I think one of these targets down here has a broken bolt that I need to replace. Sure enough. See, and the problem with busted hardware is if a bullet hits that, it can go through that hole and damage it. I need to fix that. I have to zip some screws into that later. Well, I'll bring it out to the road. I'll repair this guy later on. I like this time of the year because it's not tick season. I'm currently filming this on January 28th, 2024, and it's not tick season, so I can get into the woods and do target maintenance without worrying about getting ticks going up my pant legs. All right, since this is really slick, I got to hit it a little bit faster than normal. Come on, baby, come on. Come on. There you go, there you go. There you go. There you go, SR5. Yeah! If you guys only knew how much mud I'm traversing, you'd be impressed. There you go, Toyota. Come on, come on. Hoorah. Cool. If you're wondering what all that knocking about is, my everyday carry rounds are in a cup holder and they rock back and forth. The reason they're there and the reason that I want them to be that noisy is that I want the reminder that should I finish shooting, you know, finish training and then start cleaning up and forget to put my EDC rounds back in place, I want that rattle reminder to go ahead and like put everything back where it needs to be. Getting spicy. As much as I'd love to get rid of this problem child that's standing up too tall, I'm gonna get this one. Because I want a decent sized target that is kind of on the forgiving side, that can take some decent hits. So about right here, facing uphill. And we're gonna go with this here fella. Boom. Good dish. So now, this is 10 inches. So from up top, you'll pow, put a couple shots into it. But when you come around the corner, you'll also, actually, you know what, let's turn it. I want you to be able to, there we go. When you come around the corner, you can spot it on the oblique and zip some rounds into it like that at an angle. Let's tighten that up. Let's tighten that up. Beautiful. Beautiful. That should be okay. Put a little paint on it now. Ooh, I'm gonna get paint on my camera. No bueno. No señor. This Lowe's paint is like skim milk. And this stuff is worse than Krylon. But Rust-Oleum is like $8 a can now. It's ridiculous. And we don't play that. And a partridge in a pear tree. Let's adjust you, sir. Because you are top heavy like Dolly Parton. I mean, I wanted to have him cut this more aggressively, but, whew, man. Guys, if you only knew how the back end is moving around and how impressed you should be that this vehicle, a two-wheel drive SR5, is just mushing its way through all this stuff without any problems. I mean, seriously, guys, it's impressive. remember. What did we do? Move it this way. Yeah, this is it right here. So there's a target there, there's a target there. So let's get those guys positioned where they need to be. Because I am going to attempt the overland course from this direction. You know, I just realized a perfect place for me to put this guy. I gotta get him out without gouging anything. Alright. It's gonna be a little bit of a walk, but I have the perfect place for this guy. He's actually gonna be around the corner because I've got one of these sitting right here. But this fella is actually gonna be around the corner. Initially, the idea was driving this course, but from a cardiovascular standpoint, this course makes so much more sense to run than to drive. So you come around the corner, let's say, got to put them in a place where if the vehicle were to begin to slide, it wouldn't just casually drift into a target. And this right here will get really, really grown over when the, where did I put this guy? Yeah, there we go. The tree will hold it in place. Or the bush. Right there. So you'll come out of here, and you'll get to about here, and as you begin to make your turn, you'll see that target. Some pinhead who has USMC in his online handle. Let me finish before you get in the comment section, guys. Who has USMC in his online handle decided to start talking garbage about, well, if you would shoot an unknown distance course more often, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, wow, that's hoity-toity coming from a former Marine. Uh-oh. There goes that. There are no former Marines. Okay. Because last I checked, Marines qualify on a known distance course, right? Okay, so when I do the 300-yard shooting over there, that's known distance. That's lasered. It is exactly 300 yards from the horse mat that I lay on to the hill. But everything else I do that sometimes is 300 yards, if not greater, is all unknown distance. Everything from contact shots with handgun all the way out to several hundred yards, it's all unknown distance. The arrogance of some people astounds me. The need people have to talk on social media without thinking just takes my breath away. And you guys think that I'm not in the comment section. Newsflash, I'm always in the comment section. Because I learned so much from each and every one of you, including the morons. All you negative Nancys who make your stupid comments, yeah, I learned from you. I learned to practice patience. I learned to practice my shut-upness. I think that guy ought to stay where he is. That guy right there. Because this course serpentines around him, so you can actually hit him from multiple positions on the serpentine course. So, yeah, maybe I'll move him like peekaboo slightly behind a tree or something. Yeah, I think we'll leave that guy right where he is. I promise, honey, I'm not tearing up the vehicle. He's gonna, let's put him, let's move you, sir. Move you to here. Let's go right about here. There we go. So target, target, target. Let's go a little further. There's a target right there. So that kind of works. I still have 3 targets left. It's beautiful. Okay, so I want to have, yeah, you know what? Yes. 1 more target out here, and then 2 other targets out there on the return, because normally you're coming this way. All right, buddy, please don't slide. There we go. Good. Yeah, I was worried about that turn, because it was mildly on the hairy side. There's the other one. It's right there. Off to the left, so it's near the opening, actually. That one. That's rifle grade. And there should be a humanoid target out here somewhere very close. There's one there. That's right. Okay, I just remembered. I did nab that guy. Okay, no, we're good. So it's round guy, used to be human torso guy. He's there. Then it was that round guy, that round guy, that round guy. Okay, we're good. We're good. And it's simple math because I've always bought these targets, rifle grade targets, in 4s. So it should be 4 round, 4 humanoid. So we're good. Okay. Good to know people aren't out here jacking stuff. So that guy needs to get moved over here somewhere. Oh, my friend Bob in Ohio, the dude I've trained with before at Tactical Defense Institute, is an audiologist, and he is having some really top-end hearing pro made for me that is going to make, you know, maintenance day and using really loud equipment. Is that a bullet hit? That's a bullet hit, all right. Wow, look at that. It actually caused a dent. Man, that's a rarity. Must have chewed the snot out of that. Anyways, got some really top-end hearing pro that's molded into silicone casts of my ears. Anyways, he's having them made, and they'll be coming to me soon. So it'll make maintenance days like this so much more pleasurable to work with, because they're Bluetooth enabled, so they'll actually play nice with my phone. I can play music and podcast through them, and I can also talk on them. Actually, I think I can talk on them. I'm not sure. Anyways, they go into your ears and they lock in place because they're molded all the way up into the helix. And so you have Hearing Pro that is designed to give you all the protection that you need. Allows you to hear. I'll have to check. I could have sworn it said something about phone call enabled, but anyways, you can at least hear, so at the very least you can just hold your phone up. But it'll make for far more pleasurable training and target maintenance time with that setup. Where should I put this guy? Let's hide him over here. Let's make you work for him just a little bit, right? Just push him out. But seriously, if you can't make this shot with a handgun, this is roughly 25 yards from the opening. If you can't make a simple 25-yard shot with a handgun, you suck! Just hang up your man card. Put some paint on that guy. Look, a 4Runner in its natural environment. I won't lie to you. There were some brief moments where I thought I might have just bitten off more than I could chew. But then I heard the traction control system going rah, 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 doing its job, and the vehicle continued to move. That's why I like Toyota traction control. It truly is a cut above. When you're done spray painting, always invert your can to empty out the straw so you can get the entire life out of the can without that orifice sealing over and getting all crunchy, and then you have to throw the can away. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just around the corner on the other side. So we're almost to the opening now. So now we shall wrap around. Gotta be careful coming out so I don't bottom out. There we go. That works. That works. We're back at the beginning again. Okay. Let's put a target. What do I have left? I've got, are you kidding me? I still have 3 targets? Well, that's a thing of beauty. Let's do humanoid for the startle effect. I'll put a face on this guy later. Right now we'll just give him a base of white so that we can paint a face on him later. Let's put you, sir, right here. Plenty of hill behind you to catch bullets for us. Those of you who've seen the Overland course a time or two understand that you are now looking at a course that has gotten dramatically bigger than it ever has, than it's ever been, rather. I want to put a target here because I want the long shot. I want, when you come around that far corner, I want you to see something here. Yeah, good. We've got enough hill in the background. So I'd say right there. Of course, that's a hunter's chair, and I don't want to disrespect him, so let's not do that. Let's do... I'd say right there. I'd say there. One target left. This paint is so terrible, you have to rely on the runs just to cover things. Stuff is garbage. I believe this is, yeah, this is stuff from Lowe's. It's absolute such swill. I mean, look at it. No adhesion, and it just runs. Hey man, I'm Puerto Rican. My people know spray paint. That there is what is known as an ethnic joke. Okay. Mi gente. Okay. What do I have left in here? Oh, I got one more of those Lowe's. Garbage, garbage, garbage. All right, one last target. Where does it go? Just keep moving, just keep moving, just keep moving, moving, moving. What do? We move, move, move. Ha, 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 ha. Beautiful. There's that other target right there. Here's something I really wish I had. The forward-facing TRD camera. So I could, Let's see what we have. Man, what I wouldn't give to have what just happened on video. The front end nose down into a deep hole. The back end, where's my phone? The front end of the vehicle, front right, nosed into a hole and tilted the vehicle forward. The back left ended up pretty much high and dry. The right rear was making really solid contact because the vehicle was maxed out on suspension down hard on the right rear, but the limited slip differential was doing its job. So I reached up, pressed this button up here, and watch down here. LSD is off, pre-collision braking system is off, and traction control system gets shut off. And what that allows you to do, all of a sudden the vehicle feels totally different, and now the vehicle shudders and violently rocks back and forth, and allows you to go like this, and basically 4 or 5 of this, and the vehicle just climbed right out of that hole. So SR5 2-wheel drive gets it done. Right now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of going over the high spots on the trail to get them tamped down, which is how I ended up in that hole, because one of the high spots dropped over into a hole. So I'm just trying to squash things. So veer hard right to smash things, and then go into areas where I haven't driven over before, like that right there. And these rough areas I got to keep moving, otherwise I'll bottom out again. Because I remember when Colton was out here cutting stuff or plucking stuff, a lot of limbs were coming out, or a lot of trees were coming out with a bunch of dirt attached to them, and he was shaking it off into the hole, trying to make sure that enough dirt stayed behind. But still, you know, some of this stuff happens. So I'm just kind of trying to drive back over the area and squash everything back down again. And in these areas here, I got to move relatively quickly, otherwise I will get bogged down. Somebody once told me, a 2-wheel drive truck is a disabled truck, and I just laughed. I go, not if it's a Toyota, it's not. Toyota 2-wheel drive is very capable. Like I said, I really wish I'd gotten that on video, but I'm not willing to get it stuck again just for the sake of getting it on video. Crunch. Okay. And down we go. This last target I've got back here actually goes here. That's why I yeah, it's a humanoid target, and I wanted it for down here. Thank goodness I have a car wash membership. Whee! We're gonna move him because he's always been in one particular position. So where should I put him? Let's hide him a little bit this time. Right there. Make you earn that shot. Make him a little bit harder to hunt down instead of just the casual, look, I'm sitting out in the open. I think we'll tilt this guy forward so that he's got more balance on that varied terrain right there. Like that. And you'll get him this way. It'll also make you earn that shot a little bit more. Ooh, try not to get paint on the lens. And this guy over here on the right, I'll put a face on him later. This guy over here on the right is going home with me for a little bit of TLC. Yeah. Give this guy some love. Alright guys, I'm gonna let you go because this is the last little bit and this is taking so long. I'm gonna have to head home. I'm not gonna be able to shoot today, which is alright because most maintenance days are not shooting days anyways. They are exactly what they sound like. Work days. Well guys, I'm gonna let you go. I'm almost done and I'm gonna have to head home. I'm not gonna be able to do any shooting today. Anyways, I wanted to say thank you for those of you who are consistently sending in donations when you also make a sling purchase, because that is so cool. I showed that to my wife the other day. Someone made a multiple sling purchase and a donation, and he didn't even use a discount code, because that's the way you guys say thank you. In fact, some of you have flat out said to me, I'm not gonna use the discount code because all that does is null out the donation. So guys, I run generous discount codes. So if you're hard up for cash, use a discount code. If you're not hard up for cash and you see value in the things that I do for you guys, hit me up with a donation. I'd really appreciate it. As always, God bless you all. Get those guns out in practice. Have a good one.